I heard this was a great restaurant. Oh, the absolute best for blooms.
You get your water tested, and the printout hands you a terrifying number. Your phosphates are sitting at 1,000. And right away you picture your nice clear water turning into a green swamp. So let's look at what that 1,000 actually means. Almost everything in your pool gets measured in parts per million. Phosphates are the odd one out. They're measured in parts per billion. The scale jumps to billions because algae reacts to incredibly tiny amounts of this stuff. It doesn't take much to kick off a biological reaction. So when we convert that scary 1,000 parts per billion back to the scale you're used to, it comes out to exactly 1 part per million. The actual amount of chemical floating in your water is microscopic, like this diagram shows. Phosphates are just naturally occurring invisible nutrients. They're an all-you-can-eat buffet for algae. They're the groceries that feed a bloom. And once you see that 1,000 parts per billion reading for what it really is, a trace amount of algae food, the whole thing gets a lot more manageable. Now, if you decide to remove that food source, here's the first thing to know. Phosphate removers are expensive specialty chemicals. Dumping in half a bottle on a guess is a great way to burn cash for nothing. And the active ingredient swings wildly from brand to brand. 1 ounce of a commercial strength remover might pull out 10 times the phosphate of a standard retail bottle. That's what this dosing dial is for. You lock in your pool volume, your current parts per billion reading, and how far you want to bring it down. The calculator runs the math against your product's strength and spits out the exact ounces you need. That proportional math keeps you from overdosing and wasting money, and it makes sure you actually put in enough to solve the problem instead of half treating it. But here's where you have to slow down. If your starting level is extremely high, anything over about 2,500 parts per billion, do not try to wipe it all out in one shot. And this is a mechanical problem, not a chemistry one. Like this graphic shows, the active ingredient in most removers is lanthanum, and it forces a chemical state change. It grabs those invisible dissolved phosphates and squeezes them into heavy, filterable solids. When you hit a huge phosphate load with one massive dose, you create an overwhelming amount of that chalky solid all at once. And all of that new material heads straight for your equipment. It'll blind your filter, choke your circulation, and leave your pool looking like a cloudy, milky mess for days. So to handle those extreme levels safely, you break it up. Stage your doses over a few days and give your filter the time and the capacity to actually process the fallout. Respect that state change, and you won't accidentally trade an algae problem for a filter problem. When you're ready to actually treat, add your calculated dose the way the bottle tells you to. Every product's a little different, so follow the label on delivery. Shortly after, the water coming back into the pool is probably going to turn hazy or white. Don't panic. That's the proof it's working. That cloudiness means the dissolved phosphate has bonded with the lanthanum and turned into a physical solid your filter can finally catch. And like this gauge shows, now you're watching your pressure. You're waiting for it to climb roughly 8 to 10 psi above your clean baseline. The second you hit that spike, it's time to clear the filter. Backwash your sand or DE, or pull and hose off your cartridges. Because the chemical only traps the phosphate, flushing that trapped waste out of the filter is the only way the nutrient actually leaves your pool. Trap it, then evict it. Now, this matrix sums up the whole point. Chlorine is the assassin. It actively sanitizes and kills. The phosphate remover is the dietitian. It just controls the food supply. One's non-negotiable, the other's a targeted tool. So who actually needs it? If you're fighting recurring algae blooms, if your water burns through chlorine the second you add it, or if your city fill water is already loaded with phosphates, you're a high-risk pool. This tool starves the algae and gives your chlorine a fighting chance. But if your water's clear, your circulation's strong, and you're holding a steady chlorine level, you're already winning. The tool's optional for a pool that's running well. It all comes down to reading your own backyard. Don't spend money dumping expensive chemicals into a healthy pool just to chase a number on a test strip.
Keep it coming, honey.